In this video, I'm going to be discussing 3 different ways that you can have your dog walk on the leash with you. A lot of times people ask me, should their dog always walk beside them, or can they allow the dog to sniff on their walks and have some freedom? And my answer is usually yes, you can have both of those. It just really depends on that your dog understands what you want from them at that time. So for instance, with this dog, this is one of my personal dogs here, and the majority of the time when I'm out here around my property, she's in what I would call relaxed walking mode. And what I mean by that is I have to have her at my left side or my right side. She just has to have good leash manners. And when I say good leash manners, she has to understand that she's not allowed to be pulling me towards something. So if I'm walking along with her, I may allow her to be on the left side or the right side or out in front. But if she hits the end of that leash, she understands that she's not going to be able to continue to pull me to something. So if she does hit the end of the leash, I'm going to stop and back her off that leash pressure. Let's see if I can demonstrate. So let's say she sees something. I'm going to take some food here. I'm just going to toss it. So she knows that she's not going to be allowed to pull me through pressure. You can see that I can, it's not any pressure on that leash. I can hold it with just 2 fingers because she understands that when she's not going to be allowed to pull me toward that. Because when I was leash training her, when she hit the end of that leash, I would always guide her back to me. So now, because she's not pulling, I could allow her to have that. Okay, look at that. It's right here. So that's a really important concept that you want to drive home to your dog, is anytime they hit the end of that leash, we're going to back them up off of that pressure. That way you can come out to maybe a park and allow your dog to smell and sniff and have a good time, but they're also learn that you're not just a big heavy weight on the other end of that leash, that you are relevant. All right, so that's a really important aspect of leash walking, is that you're a team and it's not just the dog pulls you around everywhere. So I do have another video that I can link to that to show you how to get started with this technique. And so make sure that when you're out walking your dog and they hit the end of that leash, don't let them pull you around. Stop, back them off that pressure, and then you can continue on your walk. This way you'll have a dog that understands good manners on the leash. All right, the second way that I want my dogs to walk on the leash is at my side. And I want them to be able to walk on the left side and on the right side, even though I may predominantly choose one side over the other. So with her, she typically walks on my left side. And so how I do this is I want to show her that when you walk at my left side, good girl, it's nice and easy. See how there's no tension on this leash, right? It's nice and slack. If she started to forge ahead of me, I would do a little back step, put a little pressure on. So she knows as long as she stays at my side, good girl, that's where I want her. That's where I expect her to be. If I stop, I want her to stop. Okay? So that's what I generally call control walk. The cue that I usually use for that is with me. So anytime the dog is on the leash with me, I want them to understand they can't pull me. They can be on the left side, right side, I don't care. Now if I say with me, I want my dogs to learn to walk at my side, stick there in this position, and not forge ahead, not lag too far behind, not crossing, not going all the way to the left, and just kind of stick in this general area. Okay, the last and final way is teaching your dog to heel with you and give you full attention when you want them to. Now this isn't necessary for all dogs. My other dog does not know how to do this, and I'm completely fine with that. All I want with her is to learn to stay at my side, and that's all I need from her. This is one of my other dogs, and I have worked with this with him, and this is teaching him to give me full attention and really kind of get synced up with my body and move with me when I want, so that if I need his full attention, he can give it to me. And I worked with him really hard on this because when I first got him, he had some leash reactivity issues that we needed to work through. So I really like him to give me full attention when I want it. And so you could use this maybe if you're walking down a sidewalk or if you see another dog and you want your dog to give you that full attention. I teach this with a lot of food, a lot of toys. All right, so when I'm going to give it a little demonstration, the dog is in food drive, and that's why I don't always use this for long periods of time, because I don't want the dog to be in that drive mode I don't expect them to be in for a whole mile, right? So all these 3 modes of leash walking, you can kind of go in and out of them periodically on your walk. So with this one, I just use heel, Sunny, heel. Good, and now it's kind of controlling my left shoulder, so if I'm moving with him, heel. I really want him to pay full attention to me. Good. Until I give him the release cue. Good. Okay, all done. And then he's out of that heel position. Okay, so that would be the 3rd way. And with this style, like I said, I'm using a lot of food when I'm teaching it, whereas the first one, the second method, I'm mostly using just leash pressure and technique on the leash to teach the dog to learn that when they're walking at the side, it's super easy for them. When they forage in on me, it gets difficult. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video. Good boy. Yes, that looks good.